Okay, good morning. November 19th, 2018. 2018, rather. And I'm back. And glad to see everybody again and glad to get back on the live streaming. Missed it, but had an important trip that had to be taken care of. Um, so, thought I would start Monday with Wolverine. Haven't done him in a while, and it just came to my mind. I didn't really give this week's much thought, so um, Ryan had suggested some X characters, so just pulled Wolverine off the top of my head. And if the sound's okay, um, and the picture and everything's looking good, can somebody in the room just let me know? All right, and I know Ron is maybe busy and can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed it too, Ron. Glad it sounds good. And I'm going to go ahead and. Oh, I got my red pencils while I was away. My Prismacolor uh, color coal erase carmine red. So uh, kind of lets the pencil sketch show up a little bit better than graphite on the stream. So that's really about the only reason I started using it on live streaming was because it does tend to show up a little bit better. Um, and it I want to say it dissolves, but it does kind of disappear a little bit easier uh, on certain things for some reason. So anyway, um, before I left for the trip, uh, I was watching the weather app on my phone with my son Jacob, and it kept showing that there was a possibility of snow for Thursday, and it would be there, then it would go away, then it would be there, then it would go away. And when we got to Washington D.C., he uh, he would check the window every morning and be disappointed that there was no snow. Well, Thursday was, of course, the day we were leaving, and he didn't check the window because I had looked the night before. The snowflake was off the app when I woke up in the morning at around 4:30. I checked the app, no snowflake. Um, got in the shower. I started packing my stuff. Bella and Jacob eventually got up at a little bit later time. I can't remember when it was, but um, so I went down to the car to load in one load of clothes and a suitcase and stuff like that. Um, uh, so when I walked by the window, I was only paying half attention. I thought it was raining out because it had been rainy. And when I came back into the lobby, there were people kind of gathered around, and I thought it was kind of odd. So I stopped and took a better look, and sure enough, it was snowing. So I looked out, and it was fairly good sized snowflakes, especially for somebody who had never seen snow before. Um, it was enough that I could still get out of there driving, um, but it was also enough for somebody to actually have kind of a decent first snow. It's wasn't snowed in. So I didn't wind up getting trapped, and just had to take it easy on the drive home for like the first couple hours, doing about 40, 50 miles an hour. They had already salted the roads and the highways. I talked to a police officer in the lobby and asked her what the situation was. She said things should be fine, and sure enough, by the time we got to North Carolina, of course, it was gone. A little bit in North Carolina here and there up on the mountaintops, but not much to speak of. So all in all, the trip was, yes, it was successful on many levels. Getting Bella's initial passport taken care of, and getting Jacob and Bella to see snow for the first time. I wasn't so excited to see it because, I had to drive in it. So, and to me, snow is a pain. So, but I tried to let Jacob play in it as long as we could, because I needed to get going. He wanted to stay there all day, of course, but I couldn't do that. And now he wants to go back up when it's snowing again. And I kind of told him it's tough, which it is. If you try to travel when it's snowing, you may not be able to, because you may get dumped on, and a big amount of snow where you can't travel. And if you go up there looking for snow, you may not find it. So luck was with us. So anyway, back home, trying to get readjusted back on my schedule. Wanted to get back to streaming. I missed it. Missed the interaction. So hopefully everybody's still around, and the community will. I know it's going to be a rough week anyway, being Thanksgiving weekend. So I know other people will have things to do also. So we'll see. But I'll be here. I even plan on doing one hopefully it'll, on Thanksgiving Day morning, I'll come down and do a session. That's if everything aligns properly. People may have other ideas for me that I don't know of yet. So we'll see. And yes, Friday, starting at 1 p.m., it's going to be a Sylvester Stallone as Jack Carter, and Keanu Reeves as John Wick, piece for Craig. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be kind of exciting for me, because I'm going to try to be painting that. I will probably have to have some of it done. And as I was sketching it out yesterday, I realized that in this watercolor that I've been doing, I've never, and they both have it, never painted a beard. So I really don't know. I actually did a little research online last night on how to paint a beard, so I have an idea in mind, what I can do, and I'll have to see if I'm gonna try to talk to my friend Andrew Robinson, who is a huge gift as far as and helping me out on things that he's used in paintings, techniques, and how to make it work. So pick his brain real quick sometime before that, see if I'm kind of on the right idea. So hopefully I am. And hopefully the piece will come out just fine. If not, well, it'll be a good learning experience. And I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm really not sure if Friday night, if we're going to continue with the Stallone thing, or if I'm going to do something else, or if it's just going to, if we're just going to call it. Just have to play that by ear a little bit. Hi, Luca. How are you doing? First time in the room? If it is, welcome. If not, welcome back. Ron, we didn't get to do anything while we were up there, and part of that is because it was cold and wet out the entire trip, and I think we were all just kind of, except for Jacob. He was going on his game on the iPad, so I know that's not what you're talking about, though. But Good morning, Stephen. Oh, okay, Luca. Well, welcome back, buddy. And welcome back to you, Stephen. Glad to see some people trickling in now. I know the routine got thrown off, and it's a holiday week. But we'll see how things go. So I would have liked to have done a few things, but man, that cold, wet weather up there it's not appealing. So, um, just wanted to say uh, to those of you watching, thank you. And for those of you that are in the chat room, thank you. If you feel so inclined, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, give me a like if you dig what you're seeing and want to see more. I actually, my son Jacob, he wants to do something this week, so I might have him down here. He's been inking a couple of my pencil drawings at home, and he's actually fun. He's a funny little guy. He's doing a pretty good job. And I left him a Deadpool to ink at the house today. I did it last night. He wanted one to have that he could ink in the morning, and he wants me to draw something for him to ink on a live stream. So I'm going to see if I can't make that happen this week. Get him down here sometime and either record it or go live. I told him he can't, sometimes he'll start something, and if he gets a little frustrated, he can just crumple it up and start again. But I told him on a live stream, I said, Jacob, you got to go through the whole thing. I said, don't just crinkle it up. Do it. So working on that with him. It's fun. A lot of fun. Hey, Big Easy, good morning. Welcome back. Hey, Ron. Here's the deal on this. Um, Ryan from Australia mentioned the X-Men. Now, I was just going to mention that I haven't seen him in the room, but I will give him first opportunity at the Wolverine. If not, then you got it. What I'll do is, maybe Ryan's running late. Maybe he'll show up in the room, and but I'm not 100% sure if he was just giving me suggestions or if he wanted to actually purchase them. So let me just clear that little bit of business up with him. And then if not, you got dibs. Sound cool? Yep. Okay. Appreciate it. Yeah. I was sad. Where was I? I was actually traveling when I heard about Stan's passing. And I started getting text messages on my phone from people and an email or two. I met him a couple times at conventions, most notably one here in Florida down in, I think, the Fort Myers area in 93, I think. And that was really cool because it was a very small show. It was before the real big super shows that they have now, and this was where you could actually kind of have access to Stan, where now you have to get behind the curtain and stuff. And he was actually just staying in the same hotel with us, myself and my girlfriend at the time, in the room. And I'll go ahead and tell this story. My girlfriend had forgotten something, and this hotel had like a vending machine full of toothpaste and deodorant and razors and whatever kind of personal needs. She went out to get something, and she came back into the room and she was laughing. And apparently she had a better chat with Stan than I did. He'd forgot something too, and he was out there trying to work the vending machine. So she helped him get some toothpaste or shaving cream or whatever. And then Stan insisted on buying whatever it was she needed. So he put $1 or $2 in the slot for her and said, "Ah, whatever you need, little lady. Thanks for helping me out. I don't know how these machines work or whatever." So kind of a fun memory. And she was like, "Oh, he was a hoot." She, but he wouldn't remember me. I never worked with him directly and had a lot of contact with him, and that's cool. Stan has met so many people in his lifetime that there's no way he could remember everyone. And, you know, it's just one of those things where, um, his passing, there will never be another, you know, I mean, now we've got Kirby, Ditko, Stan, all gone. Uh, it's never going to be a powerhouse like that again. Especially, there's just certain time, just everything came together. Not to mention all the other great creators, past and present, who have worked for Marvel. Big Easy, uh, you got to head out soon, or how's your Thanksgiving Day week look? You got Thursday and Friday. I've probably got Thursday off. I hope they don't bring you back into work on Friday, but I understand if stuff like that can happen. I know most businesses that have employees, when they have a holiday, I've seen them, I've been there. Sometimes those employees, Monday might be a work day, Tuesday is a little more lax. By the time Wednesday gets around, it's over. People are ready for their holiday. Well, there you go. Thursday and Friday. And Jared's out in the ocean now, cruising. He came by here. Well, he wasn't by here yet. He's leaving from uh, Titusville, I think it was, or Cocoa Beach. And they were going to stop, but I was already home for the night. And didn't feel like getting out. We were talking about maybe he was with his wife and kids, maybe going somewhere and getting something to eat, but I had to cancel that. So I told him he's got to come back by, um, I think Monday. So kind of asked him, hey, if you want to shoot by Monday, it might be a better chance then. So we'll see if he can do that. Because I do have a booster gold drawing for him for his birthday. That's right. The More Lines Cruise. More Lines Long Box Crusade. No, we don't want to get Pat in that. Well, I'm looking. I see we have 8 viewers this morning, so I'm glad to see that uh, the crowd has pretty much retained uh, since my absence. I want to thank you all for coming back out and supporting me. If you haven't already. Now there will be, next year, I know, when I start doing conventions, there will be times when I will be gone for long periods of time. Uh, and I don't know if I'll, get a full weekend, especially in the summer when the conventions are back to back to back. During those times, I'm literally just home for I get in Monday and I got Tuesday and Wednesday to get ready again. I'm heading back out Thursday. But we'll deal with that. I'll come up with something. I'll get some sort of stream in, or maybe even if I'm working on a sketch from the hotel room or something. Just stream off of my phone. Could be cool. While I'm inking up a Mike Zeck's pencil sketch. I think we could get some likes for that. Hey, Dr. Kaz, good morning. Good to see you in the house. All right. What is our time looking like? Is that clock right? I think I need a battery. No? It is right. Okay, so, wow. 7:36. I was looking up, expecting it to be somewhere around 8ish. Happy to report that it's not. All right. I think it's time to get the bigger brush out now for some juicy black areas. All right, Big Easy. You have a good day, and we'll catch you back here in the morning. I know you'll catch the replay and hit me with a comment. Appreciate it. Hey, Shannon. Good morning to you. Well, it looks like pretty much the whole crew is beginning to straggle in, and I mean that in the best of way, in one shape or another, or one time or another, depending upon your time that you need to get up to get busy for your day. Dr. Kaz, I do believe on 95, I saw a exit for Marietta, especially on my way back home. I don't think I saw it on my way up. I was probably not paying as much attention as I should have. I was paying more attention on my way up to the long game trip, and on the way back home, I was more on the short game trip. Well, it wasn't dry, but we got a little bit of that snow on Thursday, just enough though. It was really good for Bella and Jacob because they had never seen snow. I just wanted to get out of it and not let it get too piled up, which we did. Um, it wasn't going to get that bad, but I just didn't want the mess to kind of start happening that I know, it looks pretty when it's first fallen, and once it gets a little bit of people traffic and wear and tear on it, it can become pretty nasty. And once it gets icy, so it was just enough. It gave us a good coverage, and they got to enjoy it for a little bit of time before we had to leave. Jacob got angry, of course, because he didn't understand why, since it was snowing, did we have to leave now. I think he thought that was the point of the trip. Well, no, he didn't, but it became one of those, Jacob, we're not here for the snow, buddy. We were here for Mama's business. And I'll tell you, I never want to make that drive again. And I'm going to have to rethink my strategy next time on playing the long game instead of getting myself in a bind, which I did this time, and had to kind of hope and pray and hustle to make it happen. But I know some people love driving, and I used to, but now if it's that far, I'd rather take the flight. About 3 hours, 4 hours is about my driving comfort. So I was almost, and the thought occurred to me um, just this morning. If I would have had thought of it earlier, I probably would have done it. But it kind of caught me. I was down here and I was thinking, and I really didn't have a plan on what I was going to do sketch wise. And then we're talking a little bit about Stan's passing, and I thought, oh, what would be a great week? Well, a great week to honor Stan for me would have been to do the Fantastic Four. Like each day, do a Ben Grimm, the Thing rather, do a Mr. Fantastic, do an Invisible Girl, and do a Torch. And that thought came too late in my morning to try to put it together. But I thought I would run that by you all and see what your thoughts on it are. I think it would be still good to do, and I probably will. And instead of doing Doom, I might do Doom on the end, but I just did a Doom for Ron, excuse me. Submariner seemed to always be in the FF, so I kind of thought about him being that fifth component. That fifth one I need for a week. Hey, Don. Welcome. Glad you could make it by. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do the FF. So maybe I'll be on that next week. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll continue out X-Men this week. Um, we'll see. looks like we're making pretty good time on this. All things considered, just getting back into it, and had to do some claws. uh, Gonna start the tones here soon. Thanks, Dr. Kaz. Now, the story on this one is I haven't seen him in the room yet. Is Ryan had asked for some X-Men, and I hadn't had a chance to say anything yet. And Ron had asked if it was not spoken for, he would like dibs. So I explained to him, same thing, is that I will offer it to Ryan first. He's the one who got the Magneto on my last Friday, and that may be my last Friday of doing that. The only regrets that I have is it's tough to try to, I'm on board. My friends, they're hanging in there with me, but I feel some frustration, I think, coming from them when, when they're hanging in longer than they thought it would be, because I'm doing characters that, I may have to get some more reference on or something, because I'm not really familiar with them or whatever. So I just might have to let that sit for a while and see where it goes, and decide on doing something else on Fridays. Anyway, so yeah, right now I will offer this Wolverine to Ryan first. Like I said, I haven't seen him in the room. If he doesn't want it, Ron's called dibs. But I know that you had mentioned something about working on another list, Dr. Kaz. So we will take care of everyone. It's a lot of fun. This is a good way for me to warm up and get my drawing muscles ready for the day, and I enjoy it. So cheers to everyone while I take a quick sip of my LaCroix lemon water, sparkling water. Let's make sure we get the right stuff. Although lemon water is good too. All right. Let's see. Make a few quick erases. This is where I need to take my glasses off. I need some to see the computer. Just get some of this red out, and this brush keeps rolling onto me. There we go. I like a little bit of the red still in there, but I can take some of it out. And let me see if there's any real shiny spots here that look wet. This does. Nothing on my finger. I think it's ready for the gray tones. So gonna go with this lighter shade first. Make sure I don't have it too wet. think it might be a bit, well, I'm not sure if it's going to be too light or not. As soon as I quit moving this little puddle around, when I find a spot that it'll rest comfortably in, I'll look up at my monitor and see what tone it is. One thing I did do, there we go, we'll put it in there. It's not showing up well. This is one thing I did do. I don't have my desk light on, because I've been noticing that when I turn it on, it still gives a glare. And if I move this around, it also blows. I don't know. Now it's looking okay. When I don't have any ink down, it tends to blow out the white paper a bit much. But that actually looks pretty good. Let's see. With the table lamp, not much of a, it's not enough difference. I think I'll just leave it off. If you all could tell a difference in there, please let me know if you like it on or off, or it doesn't affect my work one way or another right now. I got enough light, but it's fluorescent lights from above. They are yellow, and that's a natural daylight lamp, but it's kind of close to the work, so I think it's kind of frustrating me in the sense that it's too close and too bright. It's blowing stuff out. And eventually, I think I will have the natural light fluorescent bulbs put in up above, because the yellow is, number one, the yellow is just not good. I don't like it. And it is definitely not good to have that yellow cast streaming. So I got a couple of reasons I'd like to get rid of them. Now, I don't know if that's up to me, since that's a personal choice, or if I could get my landlord to kind of foot that bill. So as it is now, ain't nothing gonna be nothing's gonna be changed with them. But in the future, I would like to have them as the natural light. Hmm. Okay, Dr. Kaz, that's interesting. Yeah, I know and you know what? Before I stream, I make sure that my auto focus is turned off. I do let it keep on the auto exposure because I know I have light changing. So I'm wondering if the auto exposure is having something to do with that issue. I'm not sure, but it could. I'm thinking because I've kind of noticed that too. So I'm thinking it just might uh, have enough something there to make it a little fuzzy in certain areas and certain times when I move it a certain way. Thanks for the feedback, Doctor. Okay. Auto exposure, yeah. See, because when I move this, the fluorescent lights, of course, above will pick up a little flickering, I think. So, guess I'll just have to deal with it until better lighting and I know there's a few other things I can do too. Um, but it's just going to take some time and set up in my office to get like a proper setup for streaming, which I'm slowly working on. So we'll see how that goes. And I think I want to make that wash a little bit darker. So just take some of my ink and put it in my ink water. And Is that too dark now? It's always, is it? Actually, you know what? I'm I'm kind of digging that right here. It's kind of dark, but I kind of, I know it's too wet. I'll tell you. I know that much. All right. Now I lost the darkness, so let me get in there, really load the brush up, take some off on this paper. There we go. Again, too wet. Gonna have to ask my friend Andrew next time I talk to him how to control the wetness a little bit better. Maybe I need to keep a little sponge here beside me. I don't mind paper towels, but I think there's got to be a better way. Let's see how this dries. Actually, I think this tone is working really nice for me now. And we're, let's see, 8:15. Very good timing. Well, I am thinking this one is going to be close to done here in a few minutes. So going forward for the rest of the week, we'll see what happens. I'll probably have a better direction today. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can fit that morning stream in Thanksgiving Day. Come down here before everyone is awake and do something. I'm at least keeping that on the agenda as something I'm going to do. So hopefully I'll be able to see you all here, and if not, it'll be available for replay so that you will be able to see it. Maybe I'll try to think of a special character for Thanksgiving. I don't know who that would be, but maybe something or someone will suggest something to me by Thanksgiving morning, and we'll be able to use it. I would like to thank all of you all who have been great supporters of mine, and thanks for coming back after my trip this morning. I very much do appreciate it. I would ask that if you haven't, please subscribe, hit the notifications, and for those of you that have done that, I appreciate it. And if you haven't given what you're seeing a like yet, when you leave today or before, if you could, I would appreciate that also. And later today, if you get a chance, leave a comment, and I will be back in touch with you with a comment of my own, an answer. If you have a question, feel free to ask. Let's get a little darker here on the chin. And the last thing I wanted to do was come in here, make sure this side of his face gets a little heavier shadows. So again, I can't thank you all who have been hanging out with me these past weeks, helping me get this channel going, supporting me, spreading the word, commenting, liking. I thank you all greatly. Ink wash can blend better than Copics. Ron, yeah, I agree. Because it's actually, and it goes over ink without picking up the ink. Copics will bleed into black ink. That's a problem I was having with them. But as far as the blending, yeah, Yeah, by no means am I a master at this. I've only been doing it for literally as long as you guys have seen me. So, I'm a novice here talking about it, but I'll tell you what, um, it's something. Ink wash and watercolor were two things I always wanted to do, but as I've told you before, they kind of intimidated me. So um, now I'm really loving playing around with the different effects and the different blend modes and stuff that I'm, you know, I'm just picking up as I study more. I will search YouTube for ink wash and see how other people apply it. Uh, other, there's other avenues out there to study it. So it's fun. I will say that. It's cheaper than Copics. I will. I can definitely say it's a lot less expensive to get some water and ink uh, than to get a set of Copics. Now, having said that, I do love Copics. They are, you know, they're a great tool when used well, and that's the key word, is used well. And I never considered myself to be uh, a great Copic colorist. Um, I'm I'm good to intermediate at best, and that's just an honest assessment of where I think I am. I I can use them, but I'm not one of those people that uh, can really dominate them. Okay, so with that being said, um, I think that's going to end today. I appreciate you all again. I will give Ryan uh, a quick shout. Shannon, that's a really obscure character there, Shannon. But I do know who you're talking about. My first time seeing Calendar Man was a Marshall Rogers backup with him in it. All right, everybody. I wish you all a great day, and thank you again for stopping in this morning and keeping me company as we did this Wolverine head sketch. Thanks for the input. Trying to make this a better experience for everybody. Maybe I'll have my son down here, Jacob, and he'll be inking a drawing I did, and he loves the encouragement. So, uh, yeah, anyway, I'll say goodbye now. Let you all get to your day. I've got some stuff I need to take care of. I'm feeling good and glad to be back. You all take care. Don't forget, hit the like, leave a comment, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.